Good morning. Success is not an accident. Success is not an accident. And so today I want to share something really exciting with you guys. I am in the coaching business, I am in the coaching industry. And in the last 10 days, we've enrolled over 40 people into our coaching programs. And today I want to tell you how we did it. I know in my audience, I have a lot of people who desire to either have a coaching business, a speaking career, or make a transition out of 9 to 5, or have both, want to keep their 9 to 5, but believe they want to do something or help people on the side. I know also, based on the state of things that we're in right now, a lot of people will soon be looking for opportunities on how they can leverage their knowledge and their expertise. And one of the easiest ways to do that is in the coaching industry. So today, I want to share with you guys the primary thing that made the biggest difference in us being able to enroll 40 people, 40 new clients into our coaching programs in 10 days. Because I want to make sure, as you guys are thinking about starting a business or growing your business or enhancing your business, that you understand what it takes to be successful as a speaker, as a coach in the online education or the knowledge sharing space. So, good morning. I'm Lisa A. Smith. It's great to be back with you guys. What's up, YouTube? What's up, Instagram? Load up the room. We're talking business today. We're talking business today. So today is all about what we specifically did to enroll 40 new clients in our coaching programs in the last 10 days. What I love about what I'm going to share with you guys today is that it was intentional. So I have a post on my Instagram page, and it's also on TikTok, and it's also has made its way over to X, and it's also been running the internet streets on LinkedIn. But I have a post that went viral several months ago. And in that post, I was talking about chronic stress, and I was talking about living a life of purpose, and I was talking about the importance of getting good sleep. And while it's super exciting to have a viral post, the thing that makes me uneasy about having viral content is that I'm not always able to trace back how it became viral, which makes it extremely difficult to do what? To duplicate it, to do it again, to repeat it. So, what I love about what I'm about to share with you today about how we enrolled 40 new clients into our coaching programs in 10 days is that it was intentional, and I can trace back exactly how we did it. That's what I love about it. I love that I can teach it to you, because if somebody was to ask me, how did you make your post go viral? How did you go viral? I'm like, I guess it was just a message that hit people at the time. I don't know, but I can't necessarily go in the lab and do it again. Right. And so what I love about this is that I feel very confident in my ability to be able to teach you guys the process that we use to grow our coaching programs in the last several days. Hey, Stacy on Instagram. Good morning, Jacqueline. Good to see you guys. I mean, on YouTube. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Malika on Insta. Good morning. Carmel. What's up, y'all? Okay, so let's get into it, because there's three things that I want to share with you guys. There's one major thing, and then there's three subsets to that one thing. Okay. So, if you are interested in having a career where you share knowledge that you have expertise in, then this episode is definitely for you. If you are interested in being an entrepreneur, or at least having a side hustle or a side gig, a side business that accompanies your 9 to 5, because maybe your 9 to 5 doesn't feel as safe or as secure as it used to, this episode is for you. Coaching is an industry that's fairly new. People have been coaching for years, but as far as us collectively recognizing it as a career, as a monetizable career, it's about as old as maybe the 70s, right? Where we've really been identifying coaching as a real business or real career. And it has its pros and cons like anything else does. But what I love is that if you have mastery in a subject matter, you can potentially coach someone else. Now, let me give you another prerequisite before we get into today's episode. Not only do you need to have mastery in a subject matter in order to have a successful coaching business, you also, and this is the biggest one, have to have receipts. So you must have mastery, and you should have evidence of the mastery. Okay, because we can all go to school or study a subject matter. So it's not hard to have mastery, right? All of us can have mastery. But the best coaches have paired receipts and results with their mastery. Okay. So it's one thing to know information, it's another thing to have evidence of what you know. Okay. So if you have mastery in finances, right, and you feel like you can go out here and teach people how to prepare for retirement or how to save money or how to improve their net worth, have you done it for yourself? Do you have evidence of once being in debt and living paycheck to paycheck, but now you've gotten yourself out of that and now you have financial freedom, you have control over your finances, you have prepared yourself for retirement, you have increased your own net worth? Okay. So before I give you the tips today on what we did to enroll 40 people in our programs over the past 10 days in our coaching programs, I need you to know the prerequisites for being a great coach. So the system that I'm about to lay out for you will work best if you are coaching in a space where number one, you have mastery, and number two, you have receipts. All right. I have to say that because, people be trying to apply stuff and they don't even meet the prerequisites. Like, what? You can't enroll in this course if you haven't taken this, and this first. Okay. So when I teach business, I always like to make sure people that I'm teaching business to know that the step that I'm starting at with my teaching is not always the first step. Okay. But with that being said, let's get into our prerequisites. Our information that I'm going to share with you today about how we enrolled 40 new clients into our coaching programs in 10 days. All right. Now, success is sometimes accidental, like a viral post, and then sometimes it's on purpose. So today I'm going to share with you what we did to be successful on purpose. And that's what's so exciting. So it's very simple. So the primary thing that we did that had the biggest impact on us being able to enroll 40 people in 10 days was this. Every single new client of ours consumed content from me before enrolling into one of our programs. Now, when I say 40 new clients over 10 days, that was across 3 programs. So our plant-based coaching program, Farm to Table, 35 students. Okay, we oversold it, so we're sold out. 35 students, and then 5 new students in our business accelerator, and then private coaching as well. We got clients in our private coaching my private coaching offer as well. I work with some people privately one-on-one. Okay, and there's more probably coming over the next week or two. I have interviews and things like that with people. So let me tell you this. All right, the number one thing that has moved the needle the most in my coaching company for this particular result that I'm teaching you about today is every single one of our clients consumed content from us, from me specifically, before they enrolled. Now, let me tell you, now I want to give you some fine print around that content so you will understand what's required to attract people to your coaching offer, to attract people to you as a speaker, to attract people to your business. Now, what I'm about to tell you goes for any business, right? But I specifically specialize in service-based businesses. I specifically specialize in online education businesses, and I specifically specialize in knowledge sharing businesses, right? That's what I do best. So I don't do products. I don't sell physical products. I don't do much with brick and mortar, like businesses that rely on like a specific geographic area. I'm talking about service-based online businesses, even better if you're in the coaching space or the speaking space. Okay. So every single one of our 40 plus new clients consume content. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you language for what we call this. When I'm teaching business, when I'm teaching people how to have a successful coaching company, we tell them that they must set up what we call a VOA. That stands for Vehicle of Authority. Somebody type that in the chat. Instagram, YouTube, somebody type that in the chat so you'll have a language, because I'm just going to say VOA from here on out. But VOA stands for Vehicle of Authority. Vehicle of Authority. So every single one of our prospects and eventually clients consumed me on one of my VOAs, Vehicle of Authority. Thank you, Carmel. Vehicle of Authority. So what is a vehicle of authority? Okay, we teach our students to have a vehicle of authority. A vehicle of authority is, thank you, Stacy. A vehicle of authority is somewhere where you are constantly sharing your perspective, your values, and your approach to solving the problem you solve, where you can gain the trust of the people you serve and you can prove yourself to be credible. Okay, I'm going to say that again. A vehicle of authority is somewhere where you show up and constantly share your unique perspective, your core values, your unique approach of solving the problem that you solve, where you can gain the trust of your prospects, of your audience, and where you can become credible in their eyes. This is so important. All right, this is so important, y'all. You must have a vehicle of authority. See, what happens a lot of times when people are just new to business, like a lot of us, we have passion about what we do, but we don't have any business acumen. And that was me, right? Like I when I first started, I had a whole bunch of passion and no business acumen. Like I knew that I was passionate about health and wellness and things, but I wasn't skilled in business, right? And so I had to develop this over the years. So what I'm teaching to you guys is what I've specifically done over the years. So what a lot of people do is a mistake that I made early on, which is they create an offer. They go in the lab with all their passion. Their passion is spilling over, passion bubbling over, right? You're so passionate about financial freedom. You're so passionate about fitness. You're so passionate about health. You're so passionate about community. You're so passionate about, moms producing healthy babies. You're so passionate about parenting. You're so passionate about healthy marriages. It doesn't matter what your subject matter is. You have the passion. Go you. Yay you. Your passion is bubbling over. Overflow of passion. Unfortunately, you got a bunch of passion and not a whole lot of business acumen. And so what happens is you go in the lab, you produce an offer, you see an injustice in the world, or you see the way something should be done better, or you see a population of people that don't have access to certain information and you want to help them because you're a good person. You are. God said it. And so you go in the lab and you create an offer and you start telling people here and there about your offer. You go out here and you might put your offer here and there. And you get a couple people that raise their hand and they like, I'll check you out. I'll hear you out. And they don't buy and they don't say yes. And you mad. And then you go back and you be like, people don't want to get healthy. No, everybody wants to stay in debt. People don't care about good parents. You think they the problem. Anybody ever do that? You just blink. We can't see you. Like you got passion, and from your passion, you decide to create an offer. You decide you're gonna be a speaker. You decide you're gonna be a coach, and you go create an offer, and then dun dun dun, nobody buys. Right? You get on a couple calls with a couple people. You have a couple calls. You have a couple sales. You put your link out there. Your website goes live. Whatever it is. And no one takes you up on your offer, or not enough people for you to call it a business, or not enough people consistently for you to call it a business. You want to know why? It's because likely you don't have a VOA. You don't have a vehicle of authority. People have not been able to consume you to be indoctrinated into your beliefs, into your value systems, and to understand how you uniquely solve their problem. So you mad at them. Now, what's crazy is me and several other successful coaches like me are doing exactly what you're doing, and people are saying yes to our offer. So it's not a lack or a shortage of people who want to get healthy. There's not a shortage of people who want to get out of debt. There's not a shortage of people who want to repair their marriage. There's not a shortage of people who want to learn whatever you teach. It's your business acumen. So if this is you, lean in and take these notes. Step number 1, I need a vehicle of authority. That is somewhere where I constantly show up to share my perspective, to share my values, and to share my unique approach to solving the problem I solve. Okay? Coach Dana said, I said yes to your offer. I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad you did too, Coach Dana. So listen, now I'm going to give you, now the next 3 things I'm going to share with you is what your vehicle of authority should look and sound like what it should be. I'm going to give you some qualities of your VOA. So my note takers, make sure y'all write these down for your neighbor. I got some dandelion root tea today and I mixed it with some mint. Okay. So that means I'm gonna be calm today. We're not yelling. I'm not going off on a tangent. I locked my soapbox in the closet for today. Okay. We're gonna be real calm and collected. I'm usually more calm when I teach business, so we should be good. Okay. There's three qualities that your vehicle of authority should have. Now, before I give you the qualities, let me give you some examples of vehicles of authority so you'll know what I mean when I say VOA. Okay. I'm going to tell you all of mine. I have a lot. All right. So, where did people consume me before they bought from me? My podcast, the Plant Protocol Podcast, which you're currently listening to. Welcome. My YouTube channel, which you're currently watching me on. Hello there. Social media, which you're currently watching me on. Hey, neighbor. Right. Also, I have a 30-day vegan challenge that I do twice a year. So I created an experience as a vehicle of authority. I also do complimentary master classes on a regular basis. So usually in the run up to our 30-day challenge, we do master class a month, or in a run up to enrollment on in our business accelerator, I'll do business master classes as well, right? So I've been doing master classes since 2017. I had one that I did for 5 years straight, every first Saturday of the month. So master classes where I invite people to increase their proximity to me in a virtual room, and I teach for free. Credible, trust, mastery, right? Remember those words. Okay. Another vehicle of authority, and I think another one that I don't talk about as much, but you guys know, is my speaking. So I'm a professional speaker as well. And so people also hear from me on stages. Now, we call our Monday lives keynotes, right? I'm doing a keynote for y'all every Monday. But also, I get booked by companies and organizations and conferences to come speak, right? So this month, shout out to Regina, who's probably watching right now. I'll be speaking at her conference in Jackson, Mississippi next weekend. And then I'm going to be speaking at Intel at the end of this month as well. Next month in March, I'll be speaking. Shout out to Tracy. I'll be speaking at her Fearless Women Summit in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, a Fearless Women Retreat, excuse me. And then in North Carolina in March as well, a couple days after Tracy's event, I'll be flying to North Carolina to speak for community leaders in rural North Carolina. I'm going to be teaching them the importance of their health in their leadership roles. Okay. So lots of speaking. I do lots of speaking. So that's another VOA. That's another vehicle of authority. So number one, you must have a VOA. Now, you don't have to have as many as I have. Matter of fact, if you're just starting off, I don't think you should have as many as I have, because you haven't, number one, dialed down your messaging. And number two, you haven't mastered making good content yet. So what you don't want to do is spread a whole bunch of mediocre content across multiple platforms. So don't try and have multiple VOAs, but you need at least one to start. So you pick where you're going to show up constantly. Is it going to be on a podcast? Is it going to be on a YouTube channel? Is it going to be on social media? Is it going to be master classes? Is it going to be webinars? Is it going to be speaking from the stage like myself? And I'm working on a new VOA that's coming out either this year or early next year, which is a book. Some of you guys are already authors, right? So your book can also be a vehicle of authority. But the difference with the book is, you are not, they have to get it from you. But most importantly, it's not free and it's not updated. Like, you're not constantly showing up. So a book can be a VOA, but I wouldn't recommend it as your first VOA. Okay. Because you want your VOA ideally to be free. That's first and foremost, right? So somewhere where people can go willingly, come and go as they please to consume you. So the first thing and the primary thing that allowed us to enroll 40 new clients into our coaching programs over the last 10 days is every single prospect consume me on one of my VOAs. Now, let me give you some characteristics of these VOAs. I don't care which one you choose. It could be a podcast. It could be a blog. I used to do blogging back in the day. It could be masterclasses. It could be social media, whatever it is. But let me give you 3 distinct characteristics of a really, really good VOA. All right. Number 1, it's consistent. It's consistent. It's consistent. How many of you guys have started a VOA but abandon it, or you just jump in and jump out? Sometimes you on, sometimes you're not. Like, How many of you guys know that you can look forward to hearing from me every Monday morning at 10 a.m. EST, like clockwork? Some of you guys have been here watching me on my YouTube or on my Instagram for a long time. Okay. So, number one, you have to be consistent on your VOA. That means you are constantly creating content for people to consume. You are constantly creating content for people to consume. So, if your first podcast episode was early 2024 and we still waiting on a second one, nah, you're not setting yourself up for sales. Okay. You're not setting yourself up for success. Because listen, if I was to sum, kind of this up in what a VOA is, if I was to sum it up in a principle, I would say this: service leads and money follows. Service leads and money follows. So when I say every single one of our new clients consumed me first, another way of saying that is I was in service to them before they spent $1. I was in service to them. So I made the commitment to be in service to people before I asked for money. I need you guys to understand this. Every single person that enrolled had consumed me somewhere for free for a varied amount of time. Some people have been in my ecosystem consuming me on one of my VOAs for years. Some just discovered me in the last couple of months. Some, took our first challenge and then took our second challenge. And they're like, all right, I'm ready for the next higher level program, Lisa. So I need you to understand, you must have a spirit of service. This won't work for you if you don't have a spirit of service. If you have a spirit of greed, right? If you're not serious about helping people get the result that you claim you can get for them, if you're only out for yourself, if you only care about improving your quality of life and not the quality of life of others, just leave right now. This episode is not for you. I have a spirit of service. I truly believe it's one of our core values at my company. Service leads and money follows. We serve first, and then you barely have to ask for money. People want to know, what else do you offer? You have to serve first. So people consumed me for free consistently because they consumed consistently because I produced consistently. Wait a minute. Bankhead boss. Let me say it again, because some of y'all still sleeping on it. They consumed me consistently because I produced consistently. I was in service consistently first. So you guys can rely on me going live every Monday morning. You can rely on a new podcast episode dropping every week. You can rely on my challenge. Like when I teach in the 30-day challenge, you guys were there. My energy was up. We showed up every Wednesday and Saturday. We didn't miss a day. We were never 1 minute late. Like consistency. Consistency is attractive. And if you want to become magnetic, be in service to your audience first, consistently. All right. So that's the first trait of your VOA. It must be consistent. It must be consistent, period, point blank. Okay. When people book me to speak, they can rely on me. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be on time. Like they can rely on, I'm reliable. So much they want to book me again. I have organizations that like, Lisa, we about to do this event again. We need you back this year. Consistent and reliable. So that's number one. You must be reliable on your vehicle of authority. Okay. Number two, the second quality of my VOA that allowed us to get 40 new clients in 10 days. Was that not only was the content consistent, it was high quality. It was high quality. Okay? You can't come on here and create no foolishness. Okay? Remember, I told you guys we do a keynote here every Monday. Why? Because I premeditate what I'm going to say on this podcast. I think about it ahead of time. I think about my audience. Now, the way you can increase the quality of your content is by knowing who you're talking to. You know who you talk to based on the receipts that you're selling, the result that you're selling, and the result that you got for yourself. So let me break that down. We have to stop trying to help everybody. The best way to create high quality content on your VOA is by servicing somebody and not everybody. By servicing somebody and not everybody. I promise you. So I know I primarily service, people with chronic lifestyle disease. They are typically older women, and older, not super older, like 40s and up, right? Late 30s usually at the least and up. They are degreed, but most importantly, they have a chronic disease that they have been battling for quite some time. They have tried multiple other strategies to get the result they're trying to get, and it has not worked. But also, they're really sassy like me. They're really smart and educated. They're kind of super women, sometimes not by choice because they have to be. And they are strong. So they want to be led by somebody strong, right? And so I know that about my audience, specifically for my health coaching program. My audience for my business coaching program is slightly different. So I talk to them slightly different. But my audience for my health coaching program, I know them, which helps me to do what? Create really high quality content for them. I know what their limiting beliefs are. I know what they're battling. I know what they're struggling with. I know what they've accomplished and what they've yet to accomplish. I know they have dreams and purpose and ideas that they haven't executed on, but that they've been thinking about for years. I know how to talk to the people I'm trying to serve. So I can create high quality content for them because I am talking to who I once was. I got the receipt, therefore they want to get the receipt, and I know them better than they know themselves, or just as well as they know themselves. That's why I can make a reel that's 15 seconds that simply says, "Dear Black women, you're enough," and get off the gram for the rest of the day. And I'm going to come back as like, shares. Thank you. I needed to hear this. Stay in my DMs. I know who I'm talking to. I know I can come on and make a 30-second reel that's telling them the reason they're not living radically obedient is because they're not doing the work they need to do to get the weight off and be confident in their physical appearance. They have knowledge, they have expertise, they have mastery, but they're not really showing up to share it because they have physical insecurities. I know my audience. And because I know my audience, I can make really high quality content for them. Your VOA needs to be consistent and it needs to be high quality. It has to be high quality content, which means you have to think about who you're talking to and create messaging that's meant for them. I know during our challenge, we're going to have some, we're going to play a little gospel music because my audience believe in God. We gonna play some old school E40 because they rock with that. We gonna never would have made it all day long. I know my audience, and so I can create high quality content and really exciting experiences for them. So that makes them what? Want to come back to do what? Hear me tell them what they got to stop doing. They actually want to come back for me to yell at them. It's a blessing. It's a miracle. I'm like, y'all keep coming back, and all I keep doing is knocking sugar out your hand. You keep want to come back, and all I keep doing is knocking dairy out your. You keep coming back, and all I'm doing is dismantling your little limiting beliefs. They come back for that. That's crazy, right? But that's intention. It's intentional because they know I think about them. They know I care about them. They know it's coming from a sincere place. They know I'm no nonsense, just like them. I'm just no nonsense in this area. And that's what they need at their life in this season, right? And so you have to create high quality content. So you have to sit down and think about the people that I want to sell my offer to. What are they currently thinking that I need to address? What are they currently doing that I need to address? What are they currently believing that I need to address? What have they already tried that I need to talk about? What are they thinking about trying that I need to talk about? Let me tell you one of the common things I hear from my audience before they buy from me. Okay. They hear, I found you. They find me again from one of my VOAs. Lisa, I heard you on such and such's podcast, or you came to the conference that I was attending, or somebody shared one of your podcast episodes with me. But then the next thing they say is what you also want to hear to fill up your programs, which is, then I went down a rabbit hole and I binged you. You must create bingeable content for people to consume. Okay. Now, Anybody ever come across a show on a streaming service and the episode would end up being good, or it was recommended to you by somebody and you like, oh yes, play next episode, yes, play episode 3, yes, play episode 4, yes, there goes the day, there goes the weekend. We've all binged something before, right? If you want to have success in your business, in your coaching business, become bingeable. What happens when somebody binges you? Listen, Shaquanda said, end up watching all 4 seasons in 2 weeks. Child. Meanwhile, you had a whole project to do and was supposed to be writing a book. Like, oopsie, done lost 2 weeks. Right? Listen, you have to become bingeable. Let me get this straight. You want somebody who barely knows you to spend money with you. That's crazy. When you think about making an offer to somebody, when you have a business and you think about making an offer to somebody, especially an offer that's not low ticket. So if you're asking for high hundreds or thousands of dollars, guys, that you want people to spend, you think they about to do that on a stranger that they don't necessarily fully trust, don't necessarily have confidence, like you haven't built credibility with them. You have to be in service first. You have to build credibility with people. So not only does your content need to be consistent, it needs to be bingeable. Bingeable means I say something so good that they want to hear me say something else. I say something so good on that episode that they want to hear me say something else. I say something so good during the challenge that they want to hear me say something else. I then say something so good in a clip that I send to them from a podcast interview I did, and they want to hear me say something else. I then send them an email and tell them I'm going to be in their city, and they come and show up and see me, and I say something so good, and they want to hear something else. Are you bingeable? Have you worked on your craft so much that you can talk about it every which way but loose? I don't care what question you throw at me. I don't care what insight you throw at me. I don't care if you agree or disagree. You can introduce an alternative perspective. I got you. I can kick it with you about what I do. I have mastery and I have created so much content. Listen, I have created so much content over the years that I have mastered the art of saying the same thing multiple ways so that you get it. How many times have you guys heard me talk about everything in moderation is BS? How many times have you guys heard me talk about radical obedience in various different ways? How many times have I promoted the power of plants and a plant-based diet? Over and over again. You get better at creating content by creating content. You get better at creating content by creating content. That way, you hear all the different ways that your audience needs to hear what you're saying. You learn all the different ways they need to hear what you're saying. You say it multiple times, you become bingeable. When somebody binges your content, it's a wrap. They're a fan. So the first thing I've heard over and over again the most is I found you and then I binged your content. I went down a rabbit hole with your podcast. I went down a rabbit hole on your YouTube channel. I've been all in your email. Somebody left a review after our last 30-day challenge. It was like, we need more podcasts. I'm like, girl, I got about 100 million of them. What do you want from me? We need more. I'm like, Jesus, you guys are insatiable. Right? But I love it. It's such a compliment. We want to hear more from you. Have you gotten so good at creating quality content that people are requesting more, that they are binging you? They've consumed everything you've made and now they sit on the edge of their seat waiting for the next thing. You must become bingeable, and bingeable comes from quality. The reason you say, yes, play the next episode is because the previous episode was such high quality that you want to hear more. Take what you're learning from sitting and watching a show for 2 weeks and apply that to your business. What do I need to do? What adjustments do I need to make to keep people coming back? There is no shortage of attention spans. It's one of the things we hear, right? Like, oh, you got to make really short content because people don't have attention spans. They don't have attention spans for crap. They don't have attention spans for low quality. But I've been on here for 34 minutes and a lot of y'all hanging on. I don't think that's a coincidence. I do short form content, but I also do long form content, and I have an audience for both. Yes? Okay. So that's number two. Your VOA must be high quality, which makes it bingeable. People can consume you. That way they can begin to trust you. You can become credible, and they will start understanding how you solve their problem. And they then eventually want to enroll in one of your programs. They want to increase their proximity to you. They want what you're selling. Now, here's the final one. Here's the final one. Okay. Here's the final quality that your VOA must have in order to be attractive enough for people to buy from you. Okay. Let me sip my tea. Oh, my tea cooling off. Okay. Coach Dana said, we love you, Coach. These love you too, Coach Dana. Stacy on YouTube says, I don't think I missed a day without hearing you since December. Listen, that's the ultimate compliment. Oh, I forgot to share with you guys the second thing that I hear from people the most, which is a huge compliment. So the first is that I went down a rabbit hole and I binged all your stuff. And then if I get on a call with somebody, the second thing that I hear so often now these days is, oh my God, I feel like I'm talking to a celebrity, right? It's such a compliment. I'm so honored, right? God is so good. Oh my God, I feel like I'm talking to a celebrity because I've been in their head, in their earphones, coming through their speakers for so long. They're like, oh, it's you. They're like, it's really you, right? Like I'll be out at events and people come, can I take a picture with you? I'm like, sure, right? And my goal is not celebrity by any means, but that's what happens when people consume you for so long. They're like, you've been the voice in my head. You've been the voice. You accompany me at my workouts. Like I send your clips to my homegirls. Like I can't believe it's you, right? You want people to consume you in such a way that they start loving you and liking you before they even get to meet you or talk directly to you. It changes the game. So then when you make an offer, they're like, well, when do it start and how much? Right? So have people been able to get to know you? Because you guys know the basics of me. Oh, she's plant-based vegan. She has a coaching company. She's been in business 10 years. She does this, she does that. But you guys also know stuff about my personality. You know, I'm sassy. I'm an avid tea drinker. You guys know I like to travel. Y'all guys know stuff about me too. People have to get to know you because coaching is a contact sport. Coaching is a contact sport. So it's not like just buying a product, off an ad that you see and you have no idea who's behind it. If you want somebody to buy your coaching offer, they need to get to know you. If you want somebody to buy your coaching offer, they need to get to know you. And if you're not showing up anywhere consistently with high quality content where people can get to know you, but then you expect them to buy and they don't trust you yet, oh, you're disillusioned. And y'all know what we say around here. The Lulu is the Salulu. The Lulu is the Salulu. Okay. Stacy said, you don't like pants. I hate slacks. Oh my God, Stacy. So I was at the mall recently, right? And I was in my favorite store, Zara. I love Zara, right? I started shopping at Zara when I lived overseas. And this older lady came up to me and she was like, excuse me. She held up this pants and shirt. She's like, I want your opinion on this outfit. Do you like it? Right? She was like, because I'm buying it for my daughter and you look like you're the same age as my daughter. And so do you like this outfit? Right? And I was like, no, I wouldn't wear that. Right? Because the pants look like slacks and y'all know I hate slacks. Like that's the primary reason my business is going to be successful as an entrepreneur is because I hate slacks. Like that's the primary reason. Because that's how much I'm never going back to a job where I have to wear slacks. Like my business has no choice but to be successful because I'm never wearing slacks again. Anyway. So she held up this outfit like, would you wear this? And I was like, I would not wear that. I don't like it. And I was like, wait, is this for her work? Does she need to wear it for work or whatever? And she's like, no, she wears scrubs to work. She just doesn't have any everyday clothes. I was like, oh. Absolutely not. I was like, that's not even a work outfit. That's just like a chilling outfit. Girl, if you don't go put them slacks back on the hanger. She was like, okay, I'll go buy her a gift card instead. I said, that's a good idea. Have a good day. It was such a fun exchange. I'm like, absolutely not. I do not like that outfit, ma'am. But anyway, yeah. So y'all know me, right? Y'all know me. Malika said, and you don't like oatmeal, and don't. It's disgusting. So it's important that people get a chance to get to know you, right? Because that lowers the barrier of resistance. They want you to feel relatable. They want to feel like they understand you, they can trust you. And of course, it has to be genuine. I'm not advocating for y'all to be fugazi out here. Okay. It's really me. Y'all really know this is really how I get down. So it has to be genuine. There's always some prerequisites, right? Okay, so let's get into the last one. The final quality that your VOA, your vehicle of authority, must have in order for you to have successful coaching business, a successful enrollment in your coaching programs, a successful launch if you're launching, right? Is confidence. Let's talk about confidence. This is the last quality that you must have in your offer and on your VOA. You guys know when I show up here every Monday on my podcast, even if I get on stage, right? I'm not showing up unsure of myself, and I'm not showing up unsure of what I offer. In order for somebody to believe in what you sell, right? I got a plant-based coaching program. I have a business coaching program. I offer private coaching. I have a personal development mastermind. We got offers. And I believe in every single one of our offers. Some of you guys, you don't believe in what you sell. If you don't have the confidence in what you sell, why should I? Because somebody giving you their money to work with you is giving you their confidence. That's them saying, I'm confident in what you said. I'm confident that what I'm about to buy is going to do what you're telling me it's going to do. Some of you lack confidence in your offer. Like, you might be consistently creating content on your VOA. You might even be creating high quality content. But as soon as it's time to invite somebody to work with you in exchange for money, your energy dips, your tone changes, everything shifts. The room goes a little dark. You don't have confidence in what you're selling. And for some of you, the issue is a personal development issue where you have a lack mindset. You feel shame for asking for money. It could be a money mindset issue. Some of you just don't believe in the quality of your offer, and that needs to be tweaked and worked on. Right? Some of you are showing up expecting people to say no. Matter of fact, you give people an out when you make the offer. If you don't want to right now, you don't have to. If you can't, like, what? How you talking yourself out the sale? What? So you need confidence also. The reason we were able to enroll over 40 people in the last 10 days is because baby, out of 10, my confidence is on 12. Oh, when you come into Farm to Table Plant-Based, oh, you gonna get results. Don't play with us. Oh, when you come into my business accelerator, oh, don't play with us. Oh, if you're gonna work with me one-on-one, we gonna get you together. Confidence. Why are you selling it if you don't have confidence in it? If you don't have confidence in it, stop selling it and go sell something that you are confident you can execute on. The lack of confidence is also killing your business. Okay. Now, you must have confidence in your offer, confidence in what you're selling. You must have confidence in your delivery when you're showing up on your VOA, right? This is my stage. You can't come on here trolling me. You can't come on here saying no foolishness. This is my stage. I'm confident. You can't come into one of my master classes acting up. This is Lisa's space. If you're going to come into my space, into my ecosystem that I created to be in service to my people, you're going to act right. I remember somebody put it on a review form. I told y'all before, somebody put on one of our review forms for our last challenge. Stop talking about God so much. Go find another challenge. What are you talking about? Stop talking about God. Go find a challenge that ain't talking about God. It's that simple. If you think I'm about to change, and some of us, that's our issue, right? We get feedback and we try and please everybody. So we're like, okay, I'm not going to do that again. Okay, I'm not going to say that again. All feedback, while it may be constructive, is not an invitation to change everything. You have to be confident in who you are, what you do, what you're saying. You don't have, as soon as somebody critiques you or criticizes you or gives you a piece of feedback, it causes you to cower. It causes you to shrink. It causes you to dim your light. Listen, my whole business is run by God. If you want a coach who doesn't talk about God, just go, it's a bunch of them. Like, I'm not the only option. I just happen to be the best. But you can definitely go get another option. You crazy? Like, if you want to lose weight by eating chicken and cheese, go ahead. I didn't say you couldn't. I'm just saying that's not the way I do it. So you don't have to believe in my process. You don't have to believe in my God. You don't have to believe in me. Just go somewhere else. But some of us, we get feedback from people, or we look at the questions, or we look at whatever, and we decide that, oh my God, I need to change. Oh my goodness, I can't be myself. It's not safe to be myself. Is it? If you don't think it's safe to be yourself, you shouldn't even be in business. Because if you're trying to alter everything you do and wear slacks when you don't feel like it, you might as well go work for somebody else. I mean, if you created a business to be somebody else, tell me what sense does that make? Anyway, so that's number 3. Okay. So let's review, boys and girls. I told you we successfully enrolled 40 new people who about to get their whole lives and businesses transformed. Okay. We enrolled 40 new people in our coaching programs over the last 10 days. Here's how we did it. The number one thing that we did is ensured that they received service from us before we received money from them. Every single one of our new clients, we were in service to first before there was a transaction. And we were in service to them via what I call a vehicle of authority, a VOA. Now, those VOAs might have been, again, podcasts, YouTube, social media, live content, a challenge, a masterclass, a speaking engagement that I did. They consumed me. Then I made sure that the content on those VOAs was consistent, high quality, and delivered with confidence. If you're lacking any one of those things, go make the adjustment or get help to make the adjustment. That's why some people come into my business accelerator. They're like, Lisa, I got the passion, but I'm not confident in my offer. Help me to package my offer into something I can be confident in. Got it. I got you. Right. So I'm not saying you need to do this on your own, but you need to figure out how to make the adjustment. Lisa, I know I need to create content, but I'm not confident in the way I create content. Teach me how to create good content. I got you. Because luckily for me, my success has been intentional and not accidental. It's very hard to teach somebody what you did when your success was accidental, i.e. a viral post and you don't know how it went viral. It's just like, oh, that was dope. But how do I do it again? Right. And so if I had to do all of this again, I could because it was all intentional. If I needed to be successful again, I could because it was all intentional. It's all documented. I understand how we had success in our business. And so therefore I can recreate the success. And so if you want success in your business, specifically if you have a coaching business or a service-based business, it needs to be intentional and you must have a vehicle of authority. And I don't care what you're selling. If you expect people to give you their hard-earned money, but money can be made again. If you expect them to give you their time that they can't get back, you have to put some time into them first. What makes you think you just about to be like, hey, y'all, I decided I'm passionate about health, so I'm about to help y'all. Anybody want to buy it? And that's the first time they heard from you. The answer is a resounding no, and get out my face. You ain't poured into me. I don't know what you stand for. I don't know nothing about you. Do you eat oatmeal? Do you don't? Do you wear slacks? Do you don't? Like they don't know nothing about you. They like, I can't relate to you. I told one of my first coaches that the reason she asked, like, what made you choose me? And I was like, you was a Black girl from Detroit, looked like me, sounded like me. You have a successful 7-figure coaching company. you did this, you did it the way in which I want to do it. You have a lean coaching company, so you ain't trying to become this big mega corporation. You want to keep the lean. You got a lean team. Your offer is specific. You're like I told her, like this is what attracted me to you. And not only that, I was watching you for a while before I made a decision about you. And I want you guys to think about how you make buying decisions, especially bigger purchases. You watch the item or the service for a while. You look at it, you read reviews. Like there's things that you do to make buying decisions as a consumer. And that is the same way your clients are going to make buying decisions about you. So be in service first. Service leads, money follows. You are in service through a vehicle of authority. That vehicle of authority needs to be consistent, high quality, and delivered with confidence. And from there, you will be successful. And I can guarantee every single thing that we sell is credible, and it's because of what I've done personally. I don't just have mastery over my content, I have receipts. And so if you don't have receipts for what you're selling, that is going to significantly compromise your confidence, because maybe you understand the information, but you don't have receipts for what you've mastered. And if you don't have receipts for what you mastered, you're going to suffer with your confidence when it's time to make an offer to your prospects. Okay. I hope this was helpful today, guys. I hope this was helpful today. I see Rhonda asked the question on YouTube. She says, can the VOA be interview based or it has to be only you? No. You can have I'm assuming you mean like a podcast or something like that, or a channel where you interview other people. It can be interview based, Rhonda, but what I will say is that typically when you're interviewing somebody else, you're interviewing them because of their mastery and their expertise, right? So if you're going to have a VOA that has guests on it, I wouldn't make every episode a guest. I would make sure if I have a personal offer that I'm displaying my mastery and my expertise as much as I'm sharing the mastery and expertise of my guests, right? So your VOA, if you're selling something directly, you want people to believe in you directly, okay? Journey Within says, thank you for the diamonds. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope this was helpful. I wanted to stay in our business bag today to let you guys, so that you guys can get some insight on what it takes. And if this didn't appeal to you, then just don't do this work. Right. But if you're going to do the work, do it at a high level, right? If you're like, whoa, I got to be consistent. I got to show up somewhere. I got to show my face. I got to share my voice. I got to share my unique perspective instead of repeating what other people say. I got to, if you don't want to do that, I got to create a good offer. I can't just slap some foolishness together and ask people to pay for it. If you don't want to do that work, don't be in this business. Please don't bring any more mediocre foolishness to the marketplace. If you're not going to work on your craft as a speaker, if you're not going to work on your offer as a coach, just don't be a speaker or a coach. That's my invitation to you. I'm inviting you to quit. If you're not willing to work hard, if you're not willing to show up with a spirit of excellence, please quit. Please quit till it's the right time. Because I'm sick of people coming to me heartbroken, battered and beaten because they done been through y'all mess. That wasn't good. I tried such and such, but I tried. Just quit, man. Just throw in the towel, honey. Just let it go. Give it up. Time's up. Let's just stop. People deserve the best from us. Okay. So if you don't have a spirit of excellence, get out the business. Make room for those of us who about to trailblaze. We ain't got time for that foolishness. That's part of the reason I don't wear slacks. I can't run that fast in them. You know what I'm saying? I'm trailblazing. It's smoke coming from my heels. Okay. If you didn't wake up with a spirit of excellence, go back to sleep. So if you're not going to take what I told you today and you're not going to do it at a high level, then just don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't do it. I'm gone. Y'all have a phenomenal day. Okay. Y'all have a phenomenal day. Okay. And congratulations to the 40 plus clients we just enrolled in the last 10 days. I'm looking forward to your transformations. Y'all about to get blessed. Amen. Y'all have a phenomenal day. Bye, y'all.